battle for the Halcyon Fold.
Welcome, guys, to game number 1 of the NA Finals of the VGL. It is going to be a gigantic matchup between these two teams. Vaughn, the 20th seed, making it all the way to the finals, which is really unbelievable, going up against the 3rd seed of Ardent Alliance. And it's going to be a fantastic game. I am Valdez. Joined with me is Tasty Bacon. How are you feeling coming into these finals with these picks?
I'm extremely excited for this. I mean, we have the Glaive coming through here. It's been kind of lackluster so far in today's matches in North America, but over in EU, it was extremely strong in the finals, which is where we are now for North America, and already going to have a big 3-on-3 fight here in the jungle, as it is going to be Flash X taking a lot of damage here to start. I'm really surprised by that Flash X pick. Speaking of him, picking Adagio on the first rotation really kind of caught me off guard, but we'll see. They obviously had a plan in mind for it, and we'll just have to see how well they can do with it. Of course, Taka, we've touched on that multiple times as he's been played throughout the tournament, so we'll see if he can get ahead early on, which is what he, of course, needs to do, or if Vaughn are going to be prepared for it and can shut him down.
Yeah, the Adagio pick definitely interests me as well. Picking that over both Catherine and Ardent, who are, not banned as well, really speaks towards them wanting to fight early and often with Adagio and Taka as they were going in right now. Give to fire onto that Taka, doing tons of damage here to the Glaive, just moving in and out, weaving away from the stuns and the attacks of Glaive. And here comes the Scarf now. They're collapsing onto Vaughn E, actually, and they are going to get that kill very early on onto Celeste before she can do any damage at all. Now Vaughn C here with no afterburn is going to go down as well. And now only Catherine surviving. And that is going to be 2 kills going towards Ardent Alliance.
Yeah, that was going to be Phoenix having to use the Merciless Pursuit to run away from that. Great job there immediately by Ardent Alliance to collapse onto Vaughn E as soon as they all got there. But now Flash X is going to be in a world of trouble. The core collapse isn't going to hit, but it's not going to matter. That will be a kill. Gift of Fire actually doing a pretty solid amount of damage there, but it is that kill finally answered back in favor of Vaughn. So we will be sitting at 1-2 with a dead even gold score here after the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we do see Glaive now picking up 2 light armors, looking to mitigate a lot of this early damage. So looking to take some fights, lots of scout traps bought and placed around the Ardent Alliance side bushes. So they're really looking for that stun from the Catherine on top of the scout trap into a follow-up afterburn to really lock down one person. But we do see, looking at the lane here, Celeste looking to get caught out by the slow from the Goop and the Gift of Fire from Adagio. And now Glaive is coming in, going to have to afterburn out. And not the best trade overall there for Vaughn.
Yeah, great job there by the Scarf. A lot of times it's really tempting. It's actually going to have to hold that thought as they are going to catch out Catherine and pick up another kill here. But back to Mixi on the Scarf. A lot of times as soon as you get someone caught on that Goop, you're really tempted to go ahead and ignite it. But opted to hold on to that Spitfire and just keep that slow effect. Vaughn E had to walk through the entirety of the Goop to try and get away. But now we have another 2-on-2 skirmish. It's about to become a 3-on-2. I Love Joseph going to get away through the top portion of the jungle. Now it's Flash X. They're going to take a minion on their way out as well. And Ardent Alliance off to a solid start here in the first 5 minutes. A small gold lead, but 3 kill advantage in their favor.
Yeah, we were talking about Mixi in the semifinals as well. He played Celeste, I think, twice, and he dominated. It was not close. I think he's one of the best laners that I've seen from NA for sure. It really does stand out, even amongst his team. Definitely a fantastic player. And even with everything on the line here in game number 1, like, the winner of this is going to Korea. Like, you got to think about that. They're going to be competing in one of the biggest leagues right now, if not the biggest for Vainglory, and, you know, traveling the world at the same time. So much on the line. And this guy is really playing clutch, like, even from the beginning. It feels to me like Ardent Alliance just overall more comfortable looking so far in this first game.
That's for sure. They are coming out swinging, as we could have another fight. You know, you called it with the Adagio pick. It just automatically says that you want to go for early fights. And I mean, even the Taka pick says that too. So once you add both of them, there's no real surprise into what Ardent Alliance was going to be looking to do in this early game. And they're doing it quite well. Unfortunately, none of the kills have gone on to I Love Joseph, but he is still getting a pretty sizable amount of gold, keeping even in farm with the glaive, but having those 3 assists will put him in a slightly better spot. But the game is still very much a close one. A 1,000 gold lead currently for Ardent, and they will be just pushing up the lane and then continuing to try and keep control of this jungle.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually, that the gold mine did go over to Vaughn. I think Ardent Alliance is really, with this bit of an advantage they got, I think they really want to take a team fight here and get that gold mine in their favor, maybe once it gets a bunch of money on it. But look at this, actually, Mixi going very aggressive, overly aggressive. He is going to have the rest of his team following up, though, looking for that kill on Celeste, and they will follow up with that kill. But now Flash X going into the brush, standing on top of a scout trap. I Love Joseph is going to get locked down as well. And there's the Afterburn, and that is going to be 3 members of Ardent Alliance going down.
Yeah, finals hype coming through. These two teams are going to be at each other's throats non-stop. And it is a very even matchup as we breach the 7-minute mark. A 400 gold differential now, so already bringing back over half of it for Vaughn. And the great job following up on that aggressive call from Ardent Alliance. Able to pick up a couple of kills for the glaive. And we trying to get a early armor on him, actually, as he does have 2 light armors in the inventory, really wanting to protect himself against that Taka.
Yeah, now just grouping up here in their bush in the lane, looking for another gank onto this Celeste that would really open up the door for taking a big team fight, you know, take down one person, especially that Celeste, who's generally pretty weak against this many slows, and of course Tak on the enemy team. But Celeste just going back, Von E just going into the shop to finish his Eve of Harvest and pick up a bunch of defensive items. Oakart coming out here, as well as light armor and light shield. So he's beginning to realize, like, hey, I need to stay alive in these fights. I need to have tons of sustain. I need to have a bunch of defensive stats. And he's not going anywhere in these fights anytime soon. Heal coming down onto him and going to land the core collapse onto Adagio very fast. Solar Storm comes out, a lot of damage coming out, but at the same time, Mixi does survive and is going to do more sustained damage, and that will be the fight going here to Ardent Alliance with 2 members alive and the gold mine now going in their favor.
Yeah, the ace coming through is going to heal them back up to full so they can very easily take that gold mine. An immense gold payout of 228 per player, and they're looking very strong here. Aside from that, really that one fight in the lane was a bit of a misstep, but I Love Joseph picking up a kill and a couple more assists to his name, and is really going to try and just control this game from this Taka. Obviously going to be that pesky insect in the back jungle, looking to do that as frequently as possible. Does take away a couple of camps this time around before making his way back to the safety of his own jungle. And Ardent Alliance now up to a 2,500 gold lead, but the gold mine are going to be taken right back by Vaughn. They really want to have control of this, even if they aren't going to get the biggest gold payout from it. Only getting 54 gold each, but they really want to have that vision and that help in a potential fight in the middle.
Yeah, it's really all about just gaining control of the center of the map, you know. The gold is even sometimes a afterthought at times, especially in situations like this. But hold that thought. Von E going to get slowed by the Adagio here, but coming back is the help with Catherine going in with the Merciless Pursuit. Will stun down Flash X and stop any hope of killing this very tanky Celeste.
Yeah, they do pick up a turret for their efforts here in the lane, so gonna grow that lead even further. And now continuing to push in, even without anybody dead. Now they're gonna come and look for the fight. Taka jumping onto Phoenix, but that is some huge damage coming from Von E. Not quite gonna connect too much with the Solar Storm, but they will pick up one kill. Mixi should be going down here, and they will. And it's only I Love Joseph left alive, but of course, the very slippery Taka is going to be able to run out of there and get to safety, but may actually be looking for a little bit here. Coming into the lane on Von E, but is going to get stunned by Phoenix and has to run and escape underneath his turret.
Yeah, great idea from I Love Joseph, though. I Love Joseph. Generally, a player like that would just say, hey, you know, my teammates died, I want to go back, whatever, I want to farm their enemy jungle. But he's like, oh, Celeste is really low on energy. If she's alone and she gets greedy farming the lane because she thinks I went back, then I can get a free kill and maybe even follow that up onto Catherine or anyone else who tries to help her. So it was a good idea. Doesn't really work out. I mean, I guess it does save the turret and any damage there. But yeah, we do see Mixi getting jumped on here, but immediately tons of damage going back onto Von C from Mixi, and now Taka's jumping in, trying to get that damage down, but follow-up damage coming out from Celeste onto Taka. Now many members in this team fight very low, trying to get those Heliogenesis onto the Taka, but Mixi, oh, they're gonna get the slow with that goop, and here we go, taking out Catherine as well, and will get the ace onto Glaive.
Now Ardent picking up another ace, which does mean they're going to get another turret here, especially as Taka comes back in to help bring this one down. The goop on fire will just destroy that turret in a hurry. And Ardent Alliance is starting to pull away a 4,000 gold lead now at 12.5 minutes. Just doing so incredibly well here in the finals. Really wanting to earn their spot in the VIPL.
Yeah, overall, so far, from what we've seen out of Ardent Alliance, I mean, they've defeated stronger teams easily, with ease at times, you know. Vaughn was really this kind of dark horse team that came in and defeated team after team. They weren't the strongest teams in the league, but they were very good teams, and we were saying, hey, you know, we weren't expecting this. But I think when it comes down to it here in this finals, we're seeing already the dominance of Ardent Alliance, you know. They haven't won this game just yet, but I can sense it, you know, like that sense of like, oh, these guys, if they did go over to Korea, they could actually compete. You know, they're a very, very strong team.
Yeah, definitely looking solid here thus far, as they are going to be now dancing around this gold mine a bit, looking for an opportunity to get in. A couple of scout traps going to be popped here. Vaughn looking for a fight, as well as there is going to be the engage. A big burst of judgment is going to knock down Von E pretty low, but staying rather healthy on the backside now. Scarf not really getting anything done here. Here comes the ultimate. Going to look for Phoenix. They are going to pick up Phoenix, and now they turn their attention onto Von E and Von C. Will they be able to get the kills? They have one. They have the second, and that is another ace. A very, very close fight, but in the end, it is Ardent Alliance coming out on top.
Yep, that really just comes down to Scarf being more fed at this point, very far ahead of the Celeste, and just doing an incredible job in that team fight. I mean, Celeste eventually had run out of energy and wasn't too, you know, effective towards the end of that one, but Scarf just doing tons of damage with the flaming goops over the course of it. He didn't desperately, you know, try to go into a big Dragon's Breath at the start of the fight and get stunned, as we saw out of some other players in different games, but he just waited until the perfect moment when all the other members couldn't stun him, when they were far enough away, and he really cleaned that up towards the mid to late stages of that fight.
And now 14-7, Kraken does spawn here at 15 minutes with a 7,000 gold lead in favor of Ardent Alliance. I mean, it's definitely a much closer game than what it looks like. I mean, in that last fight, very, very nicely kited around by Vaughn, but just in the end, too much damage coming out, and Ardent Alliance was able to pick that one up. But a couple things just slightly different, and who knows, Vaughn could end up picking up one of these aces here and turning it back around. But they do have a lot of work to do. Still all 4 turrets standing, or all 3 turrets standing in the lane for Ardent Alliance, as they are going to take this Kraken just before the snipe comes in to try and steal it, but it's a little bit too late. And now the fight, they're not going to have that Solar Storm in this combat, and this will be actually Vaughn doing a ton of damage. Flash X dropping very low. Here comes the Verse of Judgment, though. They aren't able to take down Flash X, somehow able to escape, and Vaughn E is now down as well. Vaughn C is falling, and that is another ace. They did manage to take out Mixi, but that is an ace with Kraken walking into the base. This could be very, very bad for Vaughn here. They will have the Catherine up in 10 seconds, but that's not going to help take out the Kraken, especially because she's still sitting on the Iron God contract. Nice job using the Warhorn to speed up the Kraken a bit, but not even having the Stormguard banner is going to mean that Phoenix can't do any damage to this Kraken whatsoever. First turret is down, second turret is going. They're going for the desperation fight. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. I Love Joseph is half health, but still just dancing around. This second turret is about to fall. Flash X is ignoring the fight and just taking the turret. Kraken's still very close to full. They did get 1 kill here, but the Kraken is still on the crystal. I don't know if they'll have enough to take it out in time. It's going to be very, very close, but it looks like the Kraken, it's still hitting away. Both of them at half health. Just a couple more auto attacks. The Kraken is so close to going down. Will they be able to save it? 1 or 2 more hits. It's going to take 1 more hit. Will it get it? It will. The Kraken destroys the crystal just before it falls, and Ardent Alliance picks up the Game 1 victory.
Oh boy, unbelievable finish there. Really, really nicely done to finish that one off, just barely by Ardent Alliance. Just really nice game sense by Flash X. Taka distracting the rest of them as he slowly chipped away at the turrets and eventually the crystal. So that'll be game 1 going to Ardent Alliance, and let's see what our friends over in Germany have to say about that one.
Welcome back, guys. Donjon Blueberries as the entire evening, or let's say the last 9 hours. Thank you for throwing it back. And yeah, first match is done between Ardent Alliance and Vaughn. Seed 20 against Seed 3. We do see the higher seed winning the first matchup. Still an awesome match. It ended after 17 minutes. A quite quick game, actually, because we saw EU like so much, not delayed, but all of the matches very long, a lot of best of 3s, which actually went into the third match. And so far, all semifinals, third place match also, only 2 in O's, and very interesting. I do think this one is taking us obviously longer than 2 matches, since one team needs to secure 3, but I could see even more coming in, since Von was still looking super strong. And this matchup does not feel one-sided at all. At every point, it feels like they can change it.
Yeah, very good team fights across the board here. I liked the match a lot, but in the end, here Ardent Alliance having the upper hand against Von. But Von, I know that those guys have a lot of potential, and to see that, of course, we have another match, and maybe we will see the impact of the first match directly in the bans and the draft.
I believe so. So let's just hop over there into the nice ban and draft tool. And
Ardent Alliance is banning first.
yes,
That is Jewel. ban here.
Okay, so Vox still open. That might be interesting for a ban here from VON.
No, it is Scarf.
Oh, so Scarf and Jewel are out of the picture. Ardent Alliance now open for their first pick.
Yes, that is right, and this is Vox, as you said here, not banned, but picked from Flash X. Von is
Interesting.
picking Celeste and Taka this time.
Okay, so it's a Celeste and a Taka. If I'm not totally shown off, that is now the other way around. So Taka and Celeste reunited on Von, and before that we had Taka on Ardent Alliance. Interesting is that Vox is open and instantly getting picked there by Ardent and secured, following up by Flash X, just picking Adagio and Glaive, so they are sticking to the Adagio. Very interesting. Blue and I were talking meanwhile when the Tasty Bacon and Valdez were casting about the Adagio pick, and that it is very awesome to see how good of an Adagio Flash X actually is.
Yes, pretty much, and we are just about to see the second game. I think everyone is excited as we are, and since this was a rather fast process, I'm gonna throw it back to Valdez and Tasty Bacon just in this second. Good luck, guys, have fun on the fold.
So welcome back to the Halcyon Fold for game number 2. And Ardent Alliance picking up that Vox. We've seen Mixi do very, very well on both Scarf and Celeste, and I wouldn't expect any less from him on the Vox. A very contested pick, and a very strong pick at that.
Yeah, I love Joseph. Gonna be grabbing the Glaive this time in the jungle. The Taka now over, trading hands onto Von. So we'll have to see. Still with the Adagio means that I feel the early game is going to go in favor of Ardent Alliance in this 2-on-2, as we see Phoenix taking a lot of harass from Flash X already. And that could be important. I mean, again, Taka needs this early game to go extremely well. It did for Ardent Alliance. Will we have a similar story here for Von? As they're going to get invaded very heavily, and the fight is starting up. They're getting a lot of damage onto I Love Joseph, but he's starting to return it onto Von now. Catherine not quite able to be as involved as Adagio is, but they're still looking for this. The potion being popped by Von C will keep him alive, and they do survive the invade. But now, what are you doing? Von E just getting completely lost in rotation there and picked up by Mixi.
Oh yes, very out of position for sure. Just running back, trying to help out her teammates, but was very low on energy at the same time. So kind of just ran into the Adagio, who was like, okay, I guess I'll kill you. And Vox with another very nice rotation, right on time to take her down as well. And right at the get-go, we were talking about the Adagio, you want to fight early, and Ardent Alliance is really making this work.
Yeah, I mean, it may even draw out a ban if this keeps up, as we are going to have at least one more game guaranteed. But Mixi taking a ton of damage here from Von E, and this is the power of that Celeste. Even against a Vox can do just so much damage. One more Heliogenesis will get the kill, but does have to retreat, as Von E was starting to get invaded on by both Flash X and I Love Joseph. Though everyone will back off and move to safety, but only safety for so long, as down in the jungle, Von C is jumping on I Love Joseph again. The healing coming out from Flash X, trying to keep I Love Joseph alive and get a little bit of extra damage, but this is going to be Taka picking up the kill in the 2v2. Those scout traps doing a lot of damage. They're gonna bring down the Celeste and pick up another kill. Celeste wasn't even able to get an assist though, so just gonna be making her way down to purchase items from the jungle shop. But a great start there for Von C on this Taka, going 2-0 now.
Yeah, picking up a lot of kills here. Definitely looking more competitive here in this next game. And now Von E coming behind Mixi. Mixi doesn't look like he wants to fight this at all, just wants to try to dodge these Heliogenesis, but we do see actually the core collapse missing as well. One more auto attack will do it. The heal does come out though, and Celeste not committing to taking down that. Now Catherine coming in, getting the stun onto Flash X, but no follow-up.
Yeah, so continuing to stay at 2-1. It is a slight gold lead still in favor of Ardent Alliance, despite the kill advantage going to Vaughn. But we are going to have to wait and see, because they're going to collapse again onto I Love Joseph, really trying to keep this glaive down and get this Taka ahead. A great afterburn is going to push Von E into the fight, but that actually may have been a minor mistake, because Mixi was doing some serious damage to Von E. However, Von C is going to be the one that gets dropped extremely low and has to try and run away. Will he be able to? Uses that Kaku. Going to get a little bit of healing and, of course, the move speed to run out of there. So no kills picked up from that one, as everyone does back off.
Yeah, and we do have the gold mine now up past 4 minutes, but you know, Von C at this moment in time on that Taka pretty low, so not really able to jump onto that. Just going to continue farming up the jungle, as we do see on the opposite side for Ardent Alliance themselves doing the exact same thing here. And earlier on in this game, we did see actually Mixi dominating the lane, but then Celeste kind of came out of nowhere once she hit like level 3 or 4. Yeah, we saw that engagement a bit earlier on, getting Mixi very low. And now the farm is kind of evened up here, so not too far ahead as Mixi anymore.
Yeah, this is going to be a big 3-man gank coming in. All of Ardent is on this turret, but they are going to be spotted. Vaughn is by that scout trap. Phoenix is going in first, exactly the way you want it. Here comes some damage, though. Phoenix going to get dropped very low. The gift of fire is burning on everyone, but here comes the Heliogenesis, and wow, Phoenix just gets dropped. Von C going to get hit back with the afterburn. Not at all where he wants to be. Von E is not going to be able to pick up any of these kills, although Willie, yes, will get one with the Solar Storm. And now Mixi and I Love Joseph are going to be very, very low. Von E takes a second kill. Von E definitely showing up on the Celeste now. 2 kills for them, and we have ourselves a game.
Oh yes, we do. This definitely is going to be a lot more competitive this time around. Vaughn definitely showing up. And also Mixi not playing the same game. He's made a bunch of mistakes in this one this time around, as we saw in that last fight with him against Celeste. Just went a little bit too far, took too much damage from the minions, and actually used the Sonic Zoom without the resonance as well, and thought he could pick up the kill, but went down for it instead, opening up a lot of farm for the Celeste. We do see now Von C getting a bunch of damage onto I Love Joseph, and is just in the front. Tanking a bunch of damage, doing a bit of damage as well, and buying more time for Celeste to just farm up and just distracting Ardent Alliance at this point.
Yeah, right now it's all about trying to get some kills onto these 2 carries for Vaughn. They are going to come right over the scout trap. Phoenix is going to get hit by that one, but if anyone's going to get hit by it, you want it to be your protector. And now, just like that, Vaughn's going to try and pick up this gold mine. This could be risky, as there are the numbers here from Ardent Alliance to try and contest this. The wait for it's going to go out, and the gold mine is going to be picked up by Ardent Alliance. Mixi grabbing that one before they go down, and here comes the Solar Storm. Not going to hit anybody, but Flash X is in a world of trouble. Taka trying to chase him down is going to get the kill. Actually, it goes over to Celeste, and now I Love Joseph falls as well. That is the ace, and the gold mine's going to be taken. Right, nope, they're going to instead decide to go push up the lane. Much better decision to take the turret for 300 gold each, as opposed to the gold mine for approximately 50. So, great job here from Vaughn, and 7-3 now on kills, and also taking a gold lead with that turret destruction.
Yeah, just really nicely done there. A lot of different abilities were used to try to get that gold mine, and of course they did get a bunch of gold, but after all, we do see Vaughn taking the lead in that gold with the turret, as you did mention, and the turret outside of that, getting rid of it, going to give a bunch of map control to this team of Vaughn. And now that they're getting upwards of 6, that early lead that we saw from the Adagio glaive composition is slowly withering away. It's fading away. And this team composition out of Vaughn is not going to be too shabby. I'm actually going to like it here in this mid game.
Yeah, even on CS in the jungle, and a little bit behind is Von E to Mixi, but yeah, we saw Von E going behind in CS in lane each game of their semifinal matchup, so not anything to be too worried about. We do see the gold mine having the minion candy on it, and they're trying to get them to fight with the gold miner. He does turn, but they get the kill onto Adagio so early in this fight. I Love Joseph going to be the next one to focus down. The criticals that doing the AoE damage will do some serious work, but they are going to pick up the gold mine, and now Von E moving up into the lane to try and stop Mixi from taking the turret. Does manage to save that one, and it's going to be a decent gold payout from the gold miner as well. Von E is showing up in game 2.
Yeah, taking a lead now, 1.6k gold ahead. Do see Mixi trying to trade now, once again, with both Celeste and this Catherine behind him. He's actually delaying for some time for this Adagio to join the fight and doing a great job of 1v2ing. Now Celeste getting very low, but that Fountain of Renewal coming up in the Solar Storm. But a really nice dodge with the Sonic Zoom. Taka's coming back, trying to get some damage down, but it's not going to be enough. And Mixi does survive at the end of it all, dodging everything with his Nikes on.
That Sonic Zoom was absolutely huge, and a big afterburn going to catch Von C and pick up a kill and a turret there for Ardent Alliance. And now the gold has swung back in their favor. They're going to get blown up by these scout traps, though. And here comes Phoenix with the gold mine. They're looking for a kill onto I Love Joseph. They get one. Going to continue chasing down onto Flash X. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch this one, though. The Heliogenesis does hit. There's the stun from Phoenix and the core collapse. And all of a sudden, it goes right back over into Vaughn's favor. This is the game we all wanted from these finals.
These two teams are actually so evenly matched. That was a really clever play out of the Catherine. She put something like 3 or 4 traps down outside of the minion candy fed gold mine and came out of hiding from that bush with a big stun and eventually secured the kill onto Glaive as well as the Adagio. It was just a really nice job, essentially holding the gold mine by herself at that moment in time.
Yeah, phenomenally done here from Phoenix, able to keep the gold mine in Vaughn's possession, and again, that gold lead back right over into their hands, and now they may be looking for a fight. I don't know if they seem to be doing much better at just kind of picking a fight when they get a good chunk of damage down before it really starts, and that's exactly what they're looking to do here. Von Eve dropping these Heliogenesis stars all over the place. Not quite connecting with most of them, though. So they're not going to be looking for a fight here. Just continuing to push these minions in, keep the pressure on. They did capture one of the minion mines just to really put pressure onto the lane and try and keep Ardent Alliance forced back on their half of the map. Some huge damage going down onto Flash X. This is going to force recalls out. The minions are pretty far away, though, so I don't think they're going to be able to take advantage of this at all. But a good job. Just going to go clear out the jungle now. Really denying gold from Ardent Alliance at this point in time. Great decisional play from Vaughn at this moment.
Yeah, it was good timing to go back there, actually, at that time, in between the waves. Just a good defense at that turret. So, Ardent Alliance, they definitely know what they're doing. They know how to play from behind. And we've seen it time and time again out of Vox. You know, give him some time. Give him 3 or 4 items. And he's going to come back in this game in a big way if he can land, you know, a very critical wait for it. And the later it goes, as long as there are a bunch of turrets down, you know, the death timers are going to get longer and longer, and you know, if you can wipe a team very quickly, as Vox often does, definitely will be an option they can wait for in that later game, which explains why they're playing this passive at this moment in time. Vox's build so far, he's got actually an Eve of Harvest, which is also an item you don't too often see. It really just gives him extra sustain, make sure he doesn't go down. Going up against Ataka and the burst damage out of Celeste, that item also doesn't surprise me too much.
Yeah, the Piercing Shard being picked up as well. Going to be going towards that Broken Myth for the third item. Looking at Glaive, he has the Tension Bow. Still building for a second item, though, so a little bit behind. Taka starting off with a Breaking Point, which is a little bit surprising to me that Taka, with the early lead that he was able to pick up, Von C didn't go for a Tension Bow himself to try and really extenuate that lead even further. But of course, the Breaking Point is going to be so strong in the mid to late game, as we are going to have a pause here coming out.
Yes, pause coming out, and since I was spectating here, moving the camera and seeing for a while Von not moving and being attacked also by the jungle minions, what I spectated for a while, and then watching at our broadcast, we had a delay a few minutes ago moving. So I hope this is just a temporary issue here, and that happened also in the European finals, that a player dropped the connection. And since we have the opportunity here actually to pause the game, I would like to make use of this option to hopefully make sure that Von E is coming back to the game. Quickly checking here on third-party chat apps, trying to reach the players ASAP and see what's going on there, if he dropped the connection and when to resume. Same given as in Europe, we will give the player around about roughly 2 minutes, and checking in between by just cancelling the pause, seeing if the players are moving or not, and then going to another pause again. A very interesting game so far. Von seemed to come on the fold with a much different organization in terms of the fights. So let's quickly get back to us here in the studio in Germany. And yeah, good finals going on, and once again we make use of this feature just to provide the best quality.
Do you remember the last time when we stopped in EU, brought it to camera so you guys don't have to look into the black screen all the time, and then we instantly get a message that it should be fine now?
Yeah.
It should be fine now.
Seriously?
Yes.
I thought, why is he telling me that?
I just got that.
Okay, so yeah, let's go back.
Test it
Just
first.
saying hello to you guys. So let us quickly see. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what we like
everything's
to
fine.
see.
See ya.
And hello.
Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the game. And yeah, we do have Von E or Von or whatever his name is back here in the game. And once again, just looking to siege the turret at this moment in time. They've only taken 1 minion mine, which is kind of interesting. But now going to push it in as the Kraken does spawn. And with the Celeste, they should be able to siege this pretty easily. And also, if they do want to go for a dive, shouldn't be too bad with both the Catherine and the Taka.
Yeah, especially with the lead that they... it's a very small lead in terms of gold, but really, a lot of times you know the teams don't see the actual total gold numbers. So they may look up at it and see 4 to 11, and Ardent Alliance may think, oh man, we're really far behind, and not actually realize that they're dead even in terms of gold. But it's that mental aspect is such an important part of Vainglory, you know, needing to continue to have confidence even if you are behind by 7 kills, because they have been farming up so incredibly well. 162 CS for Mixi, and that's really where a lot of this return or the gold deficit non-existing is from. But this is going to be Von starting up the Kraken.
Yeah, and that just really does point towards that minion mine pickup as well. It can be questionable at times. We see teams often forego taking that for a long time, usually until they get a lot of turrets down or they get the Kraken, stuff like this. But definitely feeding a lot of gold into the hands of Vox, and now picking up that that broken myth, almost at breaking point, and is going to be very farmed up for this fight as the Kraken does move down the lane.
Yeah, they have this turret at about half health. Going to be looking to go in with the Kraken, just continuing to deal damage though, not looking for a fight, really just wanting to get that turret down. They are going to get the 300 gold each from that. Kraken will continue moving on, takes a big burst from the turret explosion, but hasn't really taken a whole lot of damage. Otherwise, here comes Flash X coming out for the engage. A huge Verse of Judgment is going to stop two of them in their tracks. They get one kill. It is the kill onto Von C, but the Kraken is still beating away at this turret. However, Phoenix is now low. Mixi coming out with this box, doing so much damage. Will get one kill, will get a second kill. Mixi turning this around. The ace for Ardent Alliance.
Yeah, I said it before, this guy is definitely the MVP of this Team Ardent Alliance, and he is turning it on big time as he picks up that broken myth. You could see just the confidence towards the end of that team fight as well. He just knew after the silence wore off from the ultimate of Catherine, he just jumped in. He saw that Celeste was very low energy, and Vox at this point can do so much damage. And look at this, he's jumping in onto Taka and instantly bursts him down, and they're just fighting underneath this turret without a care. Solar Storm comes through, gonna do a bit of damage to Isle of Joseph, but they're just gonna easily back off.
Yeah, that turret left in just guarding the base for Ardent Alliance is extremely low though. So they are actually going to catch Mixi now, and that is going to be a big kill picked up. 40 seconds of not having to worry about this Vox. I would definitely expect him to try and push in and just grab that turret because of how low it is. It's going to be a very easy take. Just need to be careful. Von E does make sure that Phoenix is at least nearby to prevent a engage and getting caught by that afterburn. But I Love Joseph is going to be recalling there. So yeah, this turret's going to go down in just 1 or 2 hits. That will be another 300 gold each for Von. And our gold lead, it's actually in favor of Ardent Alliance despite being down 4 kills. But the map pressure is definitely in favor of Von, having 3 of those turrets destroyed to only the 1 that Ardent Alliance has picked up. And now they grab the second minion mine, just really wanting to keep this pressure on.
Yeah, let's see if they can do that. The Kraken is going to be a while before it spawns once again, and with both minion mines taken, as I said before, a lot of gold going to be moving down the lane unless they do push with it. And just going back to Mixi, he did a fantastic job taking out the Taka after essentially owning up the team fight himself, but just again, overconfidence coming out there. He didn't really need those minions. He's already extremely farmed up, and him staying alive is a lot more important at this point as we're nearing the 20-minute mark here. He really can't afford to die anymore, or else it's going to be a huge swing back into the Team Von favor.
Yeah, and they do go and recapture that minion mine just to ease some of that pressure from the lane, but that's should probably just be recaptured very quickly, as Von really wants to keep control of that, especially with Kraken being back up. Having both minion mines is going to force Ardent Alliance to have to play a little bit more defensively, having to put in more effort to clear out those minions. They do see them all in the lane though, and so here comes the play. They're going to try and collapse on them from behind. This is such a risky call, but if it works out, it will work out wonderfully. They have them under the turret. Here they come going in. There's no speed up though, and the turret just gets destroyed. Flash X only going to hit Von E with the ultimate, and that's a big Solar Storm. It's going to drop Mixi very low, but Mixi is surviving so well with that lifesteal. Mixi is making the plays happen. That's 1 kill picked up, 2 kills, and 3 kills, and Ardent Alliance pick up the ace and are going to shove in. Mixi is going out of control here.
That was unbelievable, man. I was getting chills during that fight. He was just jumping around, Sonic zooming away from everything, as you mentioned. Huge sustain coming out of the Eve of Harvest, and not even giving a care. Just running around all the other enemies and taking down the entire team in the meanwhile. So going to be able to open up the base and take game number 2 for Ardent Alliance, looking stronger than ever at the end of this one.
What a game. Ardent Alliance going up 2-0, now sitting on match point. 1 win away from $5,000 and a trip to Seoul, South Korea for a spot to play in the VIPL. Absolutely phenomenal play from Mixi here. They were down almost all game. It looked like this was going to be Von's game to win, pushing us into game 3, tied 1 apiece. But then all of a sudden, Mixi finished off that broken myth and just absolutely turned online, carrying this team to the victory. What a play. 216 farm in a 21-minute game. And the other big thing I want to point out was at the end there, all 3 members of Ardent Alliance buying the double weapon or the double infusions there, weapon and crystal infusion for all 3 members, just knowing that they were going to be getting into a fight that could mean the entire game. So a great job by Ardent Alliance taking the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, just incredible experience you can see just in this team when they play, and all the items as well, just to shortly point them out. Just 1 Aegis put onto Vox, but double Fountain of Renewal and a Crucible and a Warhorn with the Journey Boots on Vox means he's going to be super fast, he's never going to go down, and at minute 21 with 3 damage items, along with one of them being Eve of Harvest, he's essentially not going to die and kill your entire team. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Vox ban in the next game. Actually, I would say maybe even 100%, depending on who's got first pick, of course. But enough of that. Let's hand it over to the guys in Germany once again to see what they thought about that game.
What a game. That was very, very nice to see. Nice back and forth here from both teams, and yeah, finals could not have been better. It's a 2-0 lead at the moment for Ardent Alliance, but everything is still open. One can possibly, I mean, if they want to win, they have to win all the next 3 matches, but Ardent Alliance can wrap it up now.
Yeah, and Mishi, I believe that is how Twitch chat just teached me, apparently. That's how you should pronounce it, at least. Not sure if that is true, though. Playing that Vox super strong. We had that on Old School earlier already, that 17-2 on 23 total kills on Legacy Reborn. Old School was playing a perfect Vox. We just saw that with Mishi as well, and I mean, I could see Von banning Vox now, and then it's still totally possible. You said it, it's just a 2-0 lead, is a best of 5, so nothing is over yet. We did see in Gamers 2 against Red in the European finals that the 3rd match got taken home by the team which was behind by 2, so everything's still possible. And I mean, I would totally celebrate it if we are going into the 5th match and then see the 2 best teams out of North America facing each other without any bans or drafts.
Yeah, so about to start the 3rd game, so I would suggest let's jump into the bans and the draft. There we go, Von now taking it, and we are now having Von to ban first, waiting here for their call.
Okay, so Vaughn banning first, as said, it could be likely that they... Nope, never mind, they are banning Adagio. Well, Flash X, wonderful play so far on Adagio. So that is definitely a targeted ban against that.
Okay. So, Adagio ban, it's not too bad, and Flash X is just saying Miko is disconnected. A moment please, of course, no worries about that. Everything fine. Just giving here everyone the time he or she needs.
Meanwhile, paying out the glory points to all of the 75% who voted for Ardent Alliance.
Jewel is the ban from Ardent
And
Alliance.
we do have a dual ban coming in.
Mhm.
Okay, so Vox still open. Vox could be, obviously, since it's not now not banned, that's the way you say it. Could be the first pick from Von. Not sure if they will end up doing so.
Yeah, we will see.
And still waiting on the first picks. There it is. It's a Celeste, so keeping the powerful Vox open. Adagio's banned away from Ardent Alliance. We'll see what they are going with now. And man, I mean, almost secured win from Von, actually. It felt very, very secure.
Yeah,
And
it did.
at some point, the power spike came in for Ardent Alliance, and they were just pushing it into the other direction and managed to win the second matchup.
Yeah, so we will see. Ardent Alliance is going for a Vox and Scarf again. Mishi here, available, able to play that super strong Vox, and together with Scarf, that means, yeah, the Scarf going lane and Vox is going jungle.
On the other side, I believe we do have Taka and Kath coming in. But even more interesting, we do get another round of Fortress. That is super cool. I personally am a big fan of Fortress, and already said to Blue in between, I am definitely going to pick up Fortress more frequently after seeing NA picking Fortress so heavily. And especially we do have Fortress now sitting again together with 2 Crystal Mage. As we are loading on to the Halcyon Fold, we will just jump into a short little trailer and then hand it over to Tasty Bacon and Valdez.
Shatter the Vein, a podcast about vainglory.
Welcome everybody back to the Halcyon Fold for game number 3 of Ardent Alliance versus Von. And Ardent Alliance already up 2-0, and they've been left the Vox pick again. Maybe a crucial mistake, or maybe they feel like they've figured it out, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. They did decide to go for this Taka, but Taka Catherine, not the best level 1 fight, and they're gonna be running directly into the Vox Fortress, which is so much stronger at level 1. Here they go for the combat. Flash X taking a lot, but they're focusing Phoenix down, and that's could be a bit of a mistake as they do end up losing Fortress here. But now I Love Joseph gonna be trying to chase down Von C. He didn't have that bleeding on him, but he got a little bit of a move speed, and then there's the Sonic Zoom to try and catch up, just looking for another auto attacker too. The Sonic Zoom not going to have the Radiant still on them, so it will be, or Resonance, sorry. So it will be Taka able to escape, and now I Love Joseph maybe in a bit of trouble here, but Von C, yeah, Von C can't be the one to go for this flank to try and pick up the kill. So it does end up being an even 1-for-1 trade. But already 200 gold in favor of Ardent Alliance. That's pretty surprising for this early on.
Yeah, just small victories here and there. You know, Scarf get a little bit of extra farm. Vox pushing him back, getting 1 or 2 extra creeps or minions in the jungle. And here we go again. They were waiting in the brush. They were being so aggressive. You called it, but the double core collapse stun is going to push them back. But again, you called it. Very early team composition. We've seen this before, Vox and Fortress. I think the last time Fortress was played, it was with the Vox. And It's a really nice composition to start off the game, and we're seeing that even now.
Yeah, especially with the Adagio taken away. That is going to be probably your next strongest level 1, with the Fortress able to put out some solid damage. Of course, Ardent is also very strong in this situation, but he's more about keeping the the jungler alive, whereas Fortress more wants to try and kill the enemy jungler instead.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to be seeing another potential fight here in the bottom of the jungle. Nope, everyone is going to back off a bit instead. But right now, it's already up to a pretty sizable CS lead. 10 CS in favor of Mixi in the lane. Not sure how Von E is going to be able to... I mean, it's been like this every single game for Von E, falling behind in CS. We saw it in the semifinals, and we're seeing it now in the finals, as there are going to be a 3-on-3 fight, but it is going to be Von picking up the kill early on. Von C getting into the team, just continue chasing them down with that Kaku. Is going to be taking a lot of damage, though, here, as I Love Joseph is getting in with Phoenix. They get the stun onto I Love Joseph to try and save Von C. Will he be able to get away? Scarf, the Spitfire, not quite connecting, and that will be Von C able to recall just barely.
Oh man, that was a big failure of communication. I think Mish or Mixi, or I think it's Mish, I guess. People were saying, but he didn't know that Taka was going into the brush. You could see him going in there. Vox was going, hardcore onto that Taka, trying to kill him, and he was getting so low. But we do have the gold mine now trying to be taken here. Catherine trying to go in for the steal, but no, does not get the steal, but will be able to get out as the Catherine that she is.
If it is Mish, I don't like the silent C, so I'm going to keep going with Mixi, personally. Until I hear otherwise from Mixi themselves, I'm going to keep saying Mixi, but it is going to be, or a representative of Ardent Alliance. I'll accept that as well. But we are going to be seeing them trying to collapse around Von here. Von does have the 2-to-1 kill advantage. Still down by 500 gold, though, as they are going to be duking it out in the lane. Von E getting some serious damage down, though, onto the Scarf, and will be picking up the solo kill. Great job by Von E.
Yeah, doing a pretty nice job, getting very low at the same time. But we do see the other two members of Ardent Alliance going very deep now, trying to get this kill onto Von C, but it doesn't look like they will be able to. We do see that last Sonic Zoom coming forward, but the Taka just doing immense amount of damage here in this game. He had a very big early game, and now he's really being able to snowball this into a very sizable amount of damage and kills for his team.
Yeah, really picking up a nice number of kills here. 5-to-1, picking up a tiny gold payout from the gold mine. 94, 96 gold. I didn't quite see what the exact number was, but they are going to be taking a small gold lead back from Ardent Alliance. Of course, they had a lead most of the game in Game 2, so you don't know how it's going to end up. They do get some big stuns onto Mish. That is going to be a kill picked up for Von. Taka grabbing that one. 4-0-1 on this Taka. That is exactly what you want if you are Von C.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to pick up that tension bow now, and it looks like they're going to begin to push this turret very, very hard, doing a bunch of damage. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to take it down here. No more minions, but they're going to commit to it. Even a core collapse coming down here, but okay, there it goes. Just barely. One last supernova, able to take it down. Von E is not done just yet, and actually going to turn around here and go for a big solar storm onto what looked like Fortress, but just not doing enough damage, kind of being caught out of position there after taking down that turret.
Yeah, 6-2 now is the kill differential, but Ardent Alliance going to take out the gold mine. A tiny gold payout for them as well, but both teams really wanting the extra map control that having that gold mine does provide. The fan vote is in for this game 3. 95% of the viewers think that Ardent Alliance is going to take this one home in a 3-0 sweep. Only 5% have faith in Vaughn at least pulling one game off of them. So if it was up to the viewers, then I mean, I personally would be voting for Vaughn to win just because I want to see more games between these two teams. But realistically, after the way these last two games did go, I have to be personally leaning towards Ardent Alliance as well. But Vaughn is off to an extremely strong start here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to lean towards Ardent Alliance, just especially because they got that Vox pick again. Vaughn was essentially like, oh, you know, whatever, take Vox, we don't care, we like Celeste better, it's all good. And, you know, as you said, they're off to a pretty good early start here, with this Taka really working out early game. But, you know, we'll see if they'll be able to continue with this pressure. As we saw in the last game, even playing from behind, Ardent Alliance was eventually able to come back with a lot of lane farm and have a very farmed up Vox just do unbelievable amounts of damage towards that end game.
Yeah, there is going to be a bit of a lull here as both teams start to play a little bit safer, but they are going to be backing off and now probably going to have a big fight. The Solar Storm only going to just barely clip, and that's not going to be a very effective ultimate as they go in for this fight, but they will be going in onto I Love Joseph, getting one kill there. A ton of damage coming out. The silence from Catherine will secure a second kill as they collapse onto that. Only Flash X able to get out alive. Now they're going to try and take back the gold mine once again. They are fighting over this gold miner so incredibly hard. Flash X is going to try and interrupt this, but they're just going to turn all their damage right onto him, and that's going to be another kill. 9-2 now for Vaughn, as Vaughn C is going ridiculous.
Oh yes, doing huge amounts of damage now. Tension Bow, another 6 sins picked up, and you really just can't stop them there. That was also a questionable move by Flash X. The gold mine was targeting the Catherine, so not really able to burst down the taco, even with the minion candied gold mine, but just a desperate play, didn't work out, and once again, they're going to have to try to play from behind and hope on a hero Vox carry. So we'll see how that works out for them.
All right, so I have been glancing at the Twitch chat every so often when there is a lull in the activity, and I did happen to see that it was in fact one of the primary leaders of Ardent Alliance that said it is pronounced Mish. So much to my chagrin, I will reluctantly refer to Mixi as Mish. But we are going to be seeing another potential fight coming out. There goes the X-Retsu onto I Love Joseph, and it's huge amounts of damage coming through from the Solar Storm, picking up the kill on to I Love Joseph. Now Mish is going to be the one going down. Flash X is going to be able to recall in time, but they are going to pick up now an 11-2 kill lead, a 3,000 gold lead. Surprisingly small lead for being up by 9 kills, but for 11 minutes, I think 3,000 gold is rather large, as they're going to increase that even further with the turret being destroyed, and now Vaughn is just doing incredibly well.
Yeah. The reason these fights are working out so well is just Fox is not farmed up enough, and Taka is incredibly farmed up. So he's getting these fantastic engages on top of Vox before any silences get off. Fortress is not the best, honestly, at protecting this Vox. We were talking about it before. You know, Adagio does get banned out. You go to Fortress, you want a very, early pick. He's going to do a lot of damage. You can chase down heroes really easily once you get the advantage, stuff like this, but once we hit later game, Fortress is not nearly going to be as useful. And here we go, another team fight coming in. Mish gets jumped on. Scarf goes down instantly with a big stun and silence. And the X-Retsu coming out of Taka. Now, I Love Joseph all alone, easily going to go down. 400 damage will knock him out. And Fortress alone not going to be able to defend the base too well.
Yeah, the turret is very likely going to fall. Flash X doing what he can to defend it, but it does go down. That's the third turret picked up. 13-2 in favor of Vaughn. Not going down without a fight here as they extend that lead up over 6,000 gold in their advantage. This is just a huge showing from Vaughn this time around. Vaughn C going massive on this Taka. 9-0-2 is his score line. It's going to be really difficult for them to shut him down. And I think the big difference is the lack of stuns coming out from Ardent Alliance this time.
Yeah, they don't have those stuns. They don't have that tanky front line for the Vox. It's a very different composition, and you know, this is definitely a later game composition as well, but I feel like Vaughn is doing a fantastic job of trying to end this early. They're putting so much pressure onto the turrets of Ardent Alliance. They've already taken down all the lane turrets. They've gotten some of these minion mines, now just one of them, and they're continuing to take all of the jungle farm and consistently pushing the lane as well. Just waiting for that Kraken to spawn up. Probably going to take that as soon as it does come up, and then just try to end the game somewhere around 15 to 18 minutes ideally. If it goes towards 20 minutes plus, I mean, it's going to get a bit scary with both Scarf and Vox on the opposite team.
Yeah, looking at the builds, Vox currently has a piercing shard to go along with that alternating current, obviously building towards the broken myth. And Mish went with the shatter glass first. We've seen this build a couple of times now, but they are going to get the immense gold payout and immediately pushing their way into the base of Ardent Alliance, just trying to clear out these scout traps. The first time we've kind of seen a whole lot of scout traps being placed in a base to try and defend. So Ardent Alliance, you know, we've praised them before for their ability to defend and extend these games into the later stages, but Vaughn, they really need to start backing off here because Kraken's going to be up in 20 seconds, and as you mentioned, they really want to pick that up as soon as it spawns. But Vaughn taking a decent amount of damage there, but is going to be able to heal up off the jungle camps. They need to be looking for this Kraken as it comes up in 5 seconds. I believe that's exactly what they're going to do, taking out the jungle camps on their way to make sure that there's nothing for Ardent Alliance to pick up to try and get back into this game.
Yep, they're just going to go for the buy here, and no doubt just going to go straight for this Kraken. Well,
or not.
This is very interesting.
When they have vision of all three members in the base, that was an absolutely free Kraken. I don't understand why you don't take that.
I guess it's just because they feel like with Scarf and Vox on the opposite side, and even the Fortress, they can burst it down very quickly, and it's not going to be worth it. But I feel like it almost would be. It's a very close call. It's a very safe call, I'd say.
Even
but
if
at the
you
same
only
time,
I feel like even if you only get one of the base turrets, it's still worth it because the base turrets are so difficult to siege up, especially, like you said, they have the Scarf and Vox. They're just clearing out these minion waves instantly. You need this Kraken to be able to push in against this team. So, really poor decision, I think, from Vaughn not grabbing that.
yeah, I think the only way they would make this decision is if they feel like they could seize the turrets, but now they come in here and they try to do it, which is obviously that's what they thought they could do, and they're like, oh, wait, no, it is a Scarf, right? Oh, yeah, we're not playing against someone else like a Jewel or something. I don't know. It is actually a Scarf on the opposite side. So now they're just backing off and still not going for the Kraken, just going to farm up some more of this jungle.
Yeah, Taka's gonna grab this minion mine, I think, maybe over here, or nope, he's not even gonna do that. What are they doing, Vaughn, right now? Like, you need to make this call to take Kraken. And it looks like Vaughn, he wants to do it, but they just haven't started it up yet. They're just wasting time and delaying, and this is exactly what Ardent Alliance wants them to do. They're absolutely playing into Ardent Alliance's hand, letting them defend, letting them farm up. This is terrible, terrible decision-making from Vaughn here. And I hate to harp on him so much for it, but this really is just a horrible call.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be party bushing here, just waiting for someone to push out of the base, but Ardent Alliance is too smart for that. You see them, they don't even move outside the lip there. They just stay inside, very safe. They take wave after wave of minions and get more and more farmed up, and there's still no Kraken, still no pressure. They're essentially just letting Scarf and Vox get really, really strong. And I'd say Ardent Alliance have a decent chance at winning this game now.
Yeah, unless Vaughn decides to take this Kraken very, very soon, which they still aren't doing it. I don't understand. I really do not get it. But, I mean, the one saving grace is you look at the side of Ardent Alliance, Taka's the one who's super fed, and there's not a single piece of armor on that team.
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, actually. I mean, Taka does do a decent amount of magical damage as well, but when he's building Tension Bow into Sorrow Blade Bone Saw and no defensive items, which, usually a decently standard build for Taka is, Tension Bow into Atlas Pauldron into, just some more defensive items, reflex block, etc. But the fact that he's going so offensive, I would like to see some armor at least. But regardless, we're seeing Vaughn come in here again and realize once again that they, yes, in fact, are playing against a Scarf. And just gonna back off again. It's interesting because we see Celeste from time to time move over to that Kraken and like do a bunch of recalls in front of it as if she's saying like, hey, this isn't my decision, I want to do the Kraken. Like, yeah, my team doesn't.
Ardent Alliance has literally, like, they've taken maybe 2 steps past this third destroyed turret in the past 4+ minutes, and they just haven't even touched this Kraken. They're still not doing it. What is going on? They have full vision. They know for a fact that Ardent Alliance is in their base, all 3 members, because these minions are providing vision, and yet they're still just walking around the jungle. If Vaughn loses this game at this point, it is entirely their fault.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going back and forth from the shop to the front of the base and, buying infusions, finishing items. They're farming at the same time, but not nearly as much as Ardent Alliance due to that minion mine. And of course, they're not 100% efficient taking all of the minions because sometimes when they're going back to the shop, they miss a wave. Stuff like this. So, just continuing to pressure here a bit and not really going to find too much damage at all.
I mean, you do have to give some credit to Ardent Alliance for the amount of patience they have. To be able to sit in base for over 5 minutes without even looking for an engage takes a massive amount of self-control, but it's what they're doing. It's what they have to do, and it's how they're going to win this game if Vaughn is just going to hand it to them like this. I am so completely baffled as Vaughn goes and clears the jungle again. Maybe this time will be the time that they do the Kraken. Maybe, just maybe, please, just take the Kraken. Oh my goodness.
They really don't have any other options to ending the game anyway. Like, even if they didn't want to take the Kraken and somehow in their minds they're like, hey, once we get to full items versus full items, we're going to be better than them, they're still not going to be able to end the game just because of how defensive Ardent Alliance is playing. So their only option really is somehow someone on Ardent Alliance makes a big mistake, comes outside of the base, which they've shown for the past 6 minutes now that they're not going to do, or they take the Kraken and attempt taking a turret. Because even if they are worried about giving away 500 gold from the Kraken each, they're still giving away more than, 5 times that amount of gold by wave after wave of minion-mined minions coming down the lane. So, again, we continue to harp on this point, but really it's the only thing going on in this game, and it's kind of baffling at some points.
I mean, there's one Spitfire hits Von Z and takes off a quarter of his health. They're just honestly falling behind at this point. I mean, they still have the gold lead, but it's I'm so confused by this decision making from Vaughn. I do not understand this whatsoever. I'm really just left speechless. There's not really much more we can say about this because it's been going on for 7.5 minutes now, and there's only so much that can be said. I mean, what else can we talk about at this point because of the fact that they're just letting this happen? They're not being aggressive at all. And I think, it almost looks like right now that Ardent Alliance is trying to bait them in by waiting to kill out these minions, but no, they're just, I guess, trying to have some fun with it. I have Vox ultimate used because why not? It's going to be back up in 30 seconds. Like, there's...
Now's their chance. This is what Vaughn was waiting for. Oh, man. I guess there is one other line of thinking. Because they control the entire jungle, they can get all of the jungle camps as well as some of the, the lane minions. But even that, we've gone over it. It's not as efficient as getting all these minions coming down your lane. So, I mean, we've seen that from Vaughn anyway. They are getting all the farm from the jungle, and they are getting incredibly farmed as well. But I don't think they're ever going to be able to take a fight against these turrets and against how farm Vox and Scarf now are.
Yeah, this is... They do finally get a minion wave partially in, but it's instantly cleared out. As per usual. And, finally a Heliogenesis hits. Maybe, nope, not going to be the ghost signal. I'm so confused. I really, really am. This is just absolutely bad. I mean, I've never seen this before. In any game of Vainglory that I've played or watched, I have never seen a team sit here and stall for almost 10 minutes now.
I mean, this is part of the reason why Kraken is part of the game. Like, from
Exactly.
just from the game standpoint, they put this in to allow this big objective. Once a team gets far enough ahead, they take the Kraken and they use that to end the game because the Kraken is strong enough. But
So I could quickly jump in since we are listening to this and we are watching this as well, and it is not caused by any issues. It is no lag whatsoever. Both teams have totally smooth connections. Actually, it is just Von being afraid of picking Kraken and not sure if they're strong enough to push it down. Not sure, and I'm not. I would say they are at the moment. And on the other side, Ardent Alliance, they don't want to step out because they don't want to do a mistake. So both teams don't want to do mistakes and are dragging this game just further along. So we will need to see who in the end is doing a mistake.
And at that point, once again here to jump in, welcome over 1,000 viewers watching the third match of the best of final. It is the Vainglory League. It's the North American finals here. And yeah, very, very interesting stuff going on. And there finally Catherine is going in, and I will hand it over to you guys, hopefully for a fight.
Here they go. They're gonna chase it in. The Solar Storm comes through. The wait for it is in the complete wrong direction. This could be finally the fight for Bond. They get one kill, and they are slowly whittling down this turret. Flash is gonna go in. He's going to go down though, and the flaming goop is actually Flash is going to survive. This is a disaster. Phoenix is going to get focused here. Von C trying to take down Mish, but Phoenix is going to fall. Mish will finally go down. It's Von C and Flash X, but Von C goes down. That is an ace for Ardent Alliance. What in the world is happening in this game? Oh my goodness.
This is what happens when you give Scarf 10 minutes to farm lane wave after wave after wave after wave. This is what happens.
Oh my goodness, I don't understand. That is just, I mean, again, credit to Ardent Alliance. They did exactly what they had to do. But Vaughn, being afraid of pushing with Kraken, maybe, now, maybe they can't do it. But 10 minutes ago, 11 minutes ago, absolutely. How do you not take that Kraken when you are up 13-2 at 15 minutes with 3 turrets already destroyed? I do not understand this. And
Well,
oh my
I mean,
goodness.
there's of course, as we did hear from Don John and Blueberries, we heard the reasoning, and there is a ton on the line for Vaughn specifically. Down 2 games, they're trying to play essentially the perfect game because they wanna get 3 games in a row. They want to get the big prize money. They want to go to Korea, qualify for this league, and it may end up costing them the game, just them being way too careful. As you said before, we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do from here. I mean, I think they still could take the Kraken because it does seem like Ardent Alliance still wants to continue with their very passive game, also citing their reasons were that they're kind of scared. They were behind, of course. Their reasons make a lot more sense.
Oh, absolutely. And the problem is now, after losing that fight, is Vaughn just going to play even more passive? Because now they're going to, how can they not be even more afraid of this? I feel so bad for Vaughn right now because of the fact that it really is entirely on them. I mean, they had the opportunity to finish off the game and push us to a game 4, but now I really don't know if they can still finish it. I don't think they actually can at this point. They got 1 turret about 2/3 of the way down, but that was it. And it's looking very grim for Vaughn at this point now.
Look at Ardent Alliance right now. The 3 of them are sitting in the base. They're not even moving to outside the turrets. I mean, they have to think at some point that they'll be farmed up enough. Just looking at Mish right now, he's on a full build, double Eva Harvest, Broken Myth, Shatterglass, Journey Boots, and an Aegis. They have to think at some point, hey, we can win this game. We have the ultimate late game comp outside of that fortress. We've got Scarf and we've got Vox, and we can do this. So I would have to hope that eventually they would be the ones to take the initiative and move outside the base and, slowly try to find some kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Vaughn is hoping for. But again, they've spent over 15 minutes now in their base without moving. This is a very big wave coming in. They may look to do something off of this. We'll have to see. This is going to be so crucial as the minions are crashing onto this turret. The turret's getting taken down pretty heavily. A big crit onto it, but they're backing off, looking for the fight. Wait for it, goes out, but a huge solar storm comes through, and this could be the game, but no, it's getting turned around. Ardent Alliance are going to very likely pick up this ace. Phoenix trying to run away desperately, but all 3 members of Ardent Alliance are still alive. 30 minutes in means that these death timers are massive, and Ardent Alliance, they now know for a fact that they are going to win these fights. That was a perfect fight for Vaughn, but they stalled and waited way too long, and now Ardent Alliance being decisive, taking this Kraken. This could very well be the game. My goodness,
I'm glad that this game actually happened. I feel sorry for Vaughn, but I'm glad that this has happened, because for anyone who hasn't seen this happen in solo queue, who hasn't played against something like this, this is the result. You see Scarf gets hit by a core collapse and the solar storm in the face with the Taka on top of him, and he still doesn't go down. He turns around with double Evo Harvest and burns everybody to the ground with the Vox to support him as well. So note to everyone, double infusions as well put on every single person on that team. They were really going for that big fight. Note to everyone, they were given way too much gold, and this is what happens.
Yeah, and this is why, you can't just delay for 15 minutes. A big solar storm going to come through, though. Oh my goodness, Flash is going to get out, but here comes Misha and I Love Joseph picking up a kill. Kraken is still working on these turrets. They can't even kill Mish at this point. They do get one, but it's traded, and it's only Phoenix left alive. Phoenix cannot defend this. It's going to be Ardent Alliance picking up the victory. They do get Flash X down, but Mish is just too strong. Kraken takes out the turret. Kraken is taking out the base. The crystal is going to shatter. Mish does finally fall, but it doesn't matter. Ardent Alliance is going to be your North American Vainglory League qualifier champions after 31 excruciating minutes.
What a fantastic game to end it on as well. Just unbelievable play from Ardent Alliance, just knowing exactly what they needed to do. We were talking about it, and I guess Vaughn just wasn't catching on, but I think they got the picture once again, they got a really good engage towards the end there. But Mish, he just turns around. He doesn't even run at this point. He just turns around one Spitfire, and he's at full health. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know. We can't kill him. And then, of course, with the Kraken coming down, it ends the game. So Ardent Alliance, unbelievable. Going to be joining Gamers 2 from Europe, coming over to Korea, and I'll be glad to greet them once they do.
I'm literally sitting here with my head in my hands. I feel so bad for Vaughn, but again, at the end of the day, they have no one to blame but themselves for that. It was just, they were so afraid when they really, really should not have been. And I get it. I understand it. You're one game away from elimination, but that passive play, like, you almost have to play like you have nothing to lose at that point.
Exactly.
Because that passive play ended up being what cost them the game in the end anyway. Unfortunate for Vaughn, they will be taking second place. They do get a whole bunch of championship points, though.
Yeah, I mean...
So they will have a leg up while heading into the next tournament to get into the live finals. But congratulations, Ardent Alliance, coming through with the victory. 3-0 in the finals. We're going to go ahead and send it back over to Germany.
Thank you very much. What a game. We were sitting here,
it's-
we were muted, and we were talking and discussing, like, what is going on?
Because both of us, we thought like, okay, maybe someone has a DC. No, everyone
Yeah.
is moving. Someone has lag. Everyone has lag. No one had lag. Everything was fine. Like, why is Vaughn not
Wow.
taking Kraken? What are they waiting
Yeah.
for? What is Celeste trying to tell us with those backports? We weren't sure, and then in the end, I mean, Valdez said it. Or also Tasty Bacon said it. They just are the Lions. They did the best thing they could do. They were behind. They were sitting 15 minutes on one minion miner against them in their base, and we're just farming it up.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Because you're getting a lot of gold out of it. In the end, what Mixi's sitting on 290 CS in one game on Scarf. Obviously, the Spitfires are going to hurt. Vaughn, why? Well, in the
crazy
end,
stuff, but we will have soon a VGL tutorial going online where you see how to turtle and how to defend a game which is almost lost and turn it around after checking what's up in the base, in your own base, for almost 10 minutes. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. This was the final match here of the VGL qualifier, and once again, congratulations to Ardent Alliance being the crowd, the champion here in North America, and also congratulations to Von, of course, here. Maybe in the end, that conservative playing being something like a stone on the road to the goal where you want to be in the end. And I think they were on a pretty good way. They had really, really solid matches. They had a super, super strong event all in all. But yeah, in the end, I am very sorry, but as Tasty Bacon said already, a lot of championship points going to their account, and also we will see them most definitely in the second qualifier for the live event as well.
I mean, perfect match to close something like this event off, because this is actually the end. We are coming close to it. We closed off EU earlier with crowning Gamers 2 as the VGL Season 1 qualifier winners. So they will have a ticket and most likely meet Valdez in Korea for Season 2 of VIPL. Joined by Ardent Alliance, huge community guild with also a competitive scene. And man, very, very good games. And NA, like, so clean. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0,
Awesome.
and the 3-0.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So guys, coming close to the end, as Don John said. It's the first event from our VGL studio over here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. It was a ton of work. We had a bunch of fun here. And of course, we would like to say, both of us, thank you for all the support. And thank you, of course, all the guys in the background working. I mean, I could name now tons of names, but the VGL admins, you know who I'm talking about. And of course, SCMC for the great support. And yeah, I
we
think
had Rumply Superset giving us a wonderful, not ice, he also gave ice to you guys, but MVP videos. And then Vainshame helping us with overlays again. And obviously also a big shout out to Twitch.
Yep, Twitch for the support here, and that was definitely a great event in North America. This is not the end. October will be a little bit quiet. We will do a lot of organization stuff, and of course, if you have feedback, make sure to go to vaingloryleague.com, use the contact form. We are very happy to read every email and take this into consideration for further improvement, since November is not very far, and so is the second qualifier, both for Europe and North America, where all this leads together, the points and both qualifier live events in Europe and North America. So we would like to say thanks, and of course, thank you very much, Valdez, and thank you very much, Tasty Bacon, for joining us. You guys did an awesome job, I think, especially, for being here all the time, and of course also Tasty Bacon for the casting marathon the last 2 days. I think this week we were online for more than 24 hours, as you just said,
we
right?
actually casted yesterday and today together, combined more than 10, nearly 11 hours, and then the maintains break stream took us 8 hours as well. So a lot of casting going on out of this studio already, and a lot more to come.
Yeah, so definitely not possible with us too. We are just the front picture, but there is a lot going on behind the scenes. And if you want to join our staff, email us, whatever position is available. Check out at the homepage, vaingloryleague.com/jobs. Send us an email, and we are very, very happy to have you on the team maybe in the future. My name is Blueberries. Thank you for everything. And the last word thrown over first to Valdez in Seoul.
Well, guys, I'm just extremely happy that I got to join you guys for this awesome cast. The games were fantastic over here in America, and the competition is definitely there. These guys definitely know what they're doing, and I'm going to welcome both Ardent Alliance and Gamers 2 to Korea once they do get over here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Those two teams definitely deserve it, and I'll see you next time on the Halcyon Fold.
Awesome, thank you very much. And throwing it over to North America, Tasty Bacon. Thanks a lot for joining.
I'm still just trying to find words after that last game, but
I heard confused quite often, right?
Yeah, confused, baffled. I don't even know, but it was a ton of fun even still throughout the entire tournament, both casting Europe and North America. I'm so glad I got to see all these teams play. And of course, huge congratulations to both Gamers 2 and Ardent Alliance. I look forward to seeing them in the VIPL, and make sure everyone watching, hey, I saw a lot of comments in Twitch chat, some pretty negative comments saying, oh, I could easily put together a team that would be better than some of these teams. Make sure in November you're going to have your chance to prove it.
Exactly.
And sign up for the next Vainglory League tournament and see, hey, if you're right, then you get to brag about it and prove everyone wrong. But you got to put your money where your mouth is. And hopefully I'll be back for the next Vainglory League tournament as well, and can cast those games for everyone. It was a ton of fun. I want to thank you guys so much for having me on and for doing all of this. So that's about all I've got. Hopefully I'll see you all again soon.
All right. Thank you very much. Nice words.
Yeah. Nothing to add on my side.
No, nothing to add.
We did it. We are through it, and
we did it. So yeah, and for those guys in Europe, maybe Berlin, we are at the esports conference starting off tomorrow, heading over to Berlin. For all esports crazy guys, head out to us, reach us, and get in contact with us. And then the next week, heading over to the United States once again, checking out what's going on at the Super Evil Megacorp lair, and of course then high five everyone. Bye bye. My name is Blueberries. Have a nice day, evening, whatsoever. We are out. Bye.